Heyo, it's your friendly neighborhood clipboard enthusiast, and recently I've been thinking about the EarthBound series, like I usually do, but specifically EarthBound Beginnings, and I thought to myself, man, this game sucks. I mean, don't get me wrong, the story music are great, but the gameplay is abysmal. And so I thought, what if these games were released in 2018? That would make the games a lot better. So while I said EarthBound Beginnings, I'm going to be talking about all three Mother games, starting with EarthBound Beginnings. The first thing they need to do is rebalance the game and make it less grindy. They also need to completely redesign a lot of the areas in the game, especially places like Mount Atoy and Spookane's Haunted Mansion. Like, have you ever looked at the entire map of these places? It's ridiculous. And redesigning them would not be too hard because they mainly revolve around finding an item or finding an exit, with not much diversity or interesting room design to back it up. Next up, I think they should freshen up the major areas and give them more stuff to do besides the one time you go to them for the one specific reason in the story. Give them items to find or PSI moves to learn from different people. Now, let's talk about music. I really like the vocal tracks released alongside the game. I think they should redo these tracks and put them in the game. Generally, that should just be the style of the music for EarthBound Beginnings, even for the songs that weren't originally like this. Now, on to EarthBound. First, they need to redesign the menus completely and make them less clunky. Also, they need to make key items so that they don't take inventory space, like Mother 3 did. This would make inventory management much less annoying. Also, the money system sucks, so let's change it. First off, ATMs should be more common, especially in places such as shops. Next, give combat areas more places to spend money, and these places have exclusive items that are much better than stuff you'd find at regular shops. This would create a risk-reward system, so you could take your money through an enemy-infested cave and possibly get very good items and equipment, or you could die and walk out with money lost that you could have spent at a regular shop. This could work if there are 5 things in place. First, that the player knows because of a sign or something that tells them that there's a shop that has rare items. They don't need to flat out say it's a rare shop, but just that it has an interesting name or logo, something to catch the player's eye. Second, that you don't get so much money from your dad. Okay, this sounds a little stupid if you haven't played EarthBound, but for those of you who haven't, your dad gives you money into your ATM periodically. I don't know exactly when or how this works, but so just take it with a grain of salt. Third, that you lose all money when you die. And fourth, that this mechanic is introduced to player. So let's say that they didn't bring much or any money at all. Then, when they come into the shop, the owner will give you a free item, but tells them to bring money next time. This would only work once, on the first time that you went into a shop. Fifth, that the shop is inaccessible after the first time through this. This would make it so that players don't go back through with more money. This idea is flawed, but at the very least is an interesting concept. Now I want to fix one of the weapons in the game, and that being yo-yos. And how I fix them is by introducing a new mechanic, the trick system. So I will talk about what the trick system is and how it works, but I want to explain why this needs to be implemented. So I think that yo-yos suck, and I would love for someone to prove me wrong here, but from how much I have used yo-yos, I come to conclude that they aren't worth using. They miss a lot and don't do much more damage compared to bats. So this is where the trick system comes in. You can keep yo-yos pretty much the same, except for you being able to do tricks. They can do more damage than regular attacks, and also can have effects, like stunning the enemy. Certain tricks can also have multiple opponents. The trick system is similar to PSI attacks, strong moves that have multiple versions, but have something that limits them, so they aren't OP. In this case, there are 2 of them. A setup time, which is how long it takes to prepare the trick before the attack comes out. This time becomes longer when using better versions or more powerful tricks. And then there's a chance to fail, which is shown in percentages. How it works is when you initiate the trick, you will check to see if you fail. If you do, your turn will be lost and you can try again. Next turn. Similar to prepare time, the fail chance is higher the more powerful tricks and higher levels of tricks you do. But as you level up, the chance of failure decreases. This scale is only available for Ness, and since he really only has support PSI, this can make Ness more interesting to a player, but it can be ignored completely if you want. Next, I want to talk about a mechanic with a lot of missing potential. Spices, when put on food, could either make better or worse, depending on the food. Sounds good, right? Well, in theory, it sounds cool, but in reality, it doesn't work. For two reasons. One, spices take inventory space, so easy. Just make a separate pocket for them. 2, they're automatically used on whatever food you decide to eat. So for this, all we need to do is make it so you have to apply the spice to the food before you eat it. And also, if you do this in combat, it doesn't take a turn. So that's all for EarthBound. On to Mother 3. First, what would it be called? I think it should be called EarthBound 3, and then EarthBound would just be called EarthBound 2, and then Beginnings would be called EarthBound. This may sound confusing, but in this world, it would be their first appearances. Now, on to gameplay. Let's talk about multi-hits. This is a way to get multiple hits on an enemy in a single turn. You do it by pressing A at the correct time based on their heartbeat, which you can hear if you put an enemy to sleep. This is really confusing, and so instead just have it be by pressing A to the bass line of the song. So that was pretty easy to fix. Now I want to bring up an interesting idea. What if you could use abilities outside of battle? For example, you could use PK Freeze to freeze an enemy to avoid them or get the advantage in battle by walking into their back. Or use Duster's Thief tools to find secret areas or manipulate enemies. And Boney's Sniff could be used to find items in the ground or scout an area. There's also a change for all 3 Mother games, which is an improved XP system, where each character is rewarded with XP based on how much they helped in battle. This will make it so that even if a character dies, they will still get XP. Heyo, it's Clipboard Guy. Sorry for the not so good video. I made a New Year's resolution to make a video every week, and so I didn't really have much time to make this video, and I procrastinated. And this is also just to kind of prove that I can write a script. This was my first time writing a script for a video, but yeah, I won't be able to make a video next week because I'm going to be on a vacation for a week. So yeah.